Hello, everyone. Hello. A very good evening to all the amazing viewers who have, tuned in today for a special samvad session with a special person who is a free bird. Me, this is Suchetna here, lead transformation expert, diet expert from the Diet Science department. Today, we have got 42 years young, I would say, a free bird who is an orthopedic surgeon from Hyderabad, and before he's here to tell you his amazing reversal inspirational journey till now, before he starts with his journey, I would like just to introduce him in a small ppt. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Is it visible? So is it visible?
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
yeah.
So he is none other than Dr. Veerendra Tippanna Mudnoor, and as I said, he's from Hyderabad, orthopedic surgeon, and he was first diagnosed with diabetes on the year in the year 2012, and he became free of medicine just 1 month from joining the our HTP program. Isn't that amazing? That just after 1 month he became free of medication. And also another bonus point is that he has lost around whooping 10 kgs of weight loss. He has is feeling lighter. So overall with the latest HbA1c is at stable HbA1c of 6.1 recently, another 10 kg. So sir, I wholeheartedly thank you for joining in this session, and just going through your reversal journey. I would just like to ask you a few questions for the viewers also, that first and foremost, how did you came across FFD, like you being a surgeon yourself? How, when was that time when you said that no, it's the time to buckle up? So when was it the time when you said that I need to do something for my health?
Uh, hi, everyone. A very good evening to all of you, those who have joined this samvad. Uh, Briefly, I was diagnosed diabetic. It was a diagnosis on my own in the year 2012. So, uh, to start with, my sugars were somewhere between, the fasting was 455 something, and postprandial was 555 something. So when I initially, I used to run around a lot of hospitals, and I diagnosed myself because I had a very frequent micturition. So I thought, let me casually test my blood sugars, and that was when I came to know that I was diabetic. My fastings were, my random was around 500 plus. So after that, I had to see my physician colleagues, and I was advised to take insulin, and I was put on medications. So initially, for about I think for first two years or so, I was on medications with insulin. So once I started with the medications, I was having a decent control in sugars. I had brought down the sugars. My HbA1c was around 7.5 to 8. I was struggling between 8 to 9. So the first 2 to 3 years, I was absolutely clueless. I had just followed the instructions of the physician. Maybe after 3 years of my diagnosis with sugars, I was little aggressive in bringing the sugars down. So that is when I decided that, okay, let me try something. So I tried to bring a significant change in my lifestyle, significant change in my diet, my eating patterns. Then I had a significant control in sugars. My sugars were brought down to about 6.87 with medications. I had stopped insulin after 3 years. I was on three drugs. So with the physician, I used to frequently request whenever I felt that I was getting a little glycemia, so I used to go and request the physician to lower the drugs. I felt that I was a very controlled diabetic. Then during COVID, I had one episode of COVID in the second wave. With COVID, although my sugars before COVID, where I felt it was controlled, but the HbA1c was between 6.5 to 7.2. That time I had a significant weakness post COVID, significant loss of muscle mass, but my sugars were significantly raised. My HbA1c was 7.5 plus. But again, with a change in small medication and all, I was struggling somewhere around 7. Then once I started getting a little bit of tingling sensations in my foot. So this was almost 10 years of my diabetes. Then I thought maybe I'm developing a complication of sugar. I might be developing a peripheral neuropathy. So I consulted my physician. He said, no, you are controlled diabetes for last 5 to 6 years. I think you should not worry. It is just a B12 deficiency caused due to metformin. You take shots of B12. Then I took shots of B12 for about 5 to 6 shots of B12, and then my symptoms settled down. Then after about 3 or 4 months, again I had another episode of small tingling in the foot. Then I thought I'm supposed to do something. Although my sugars were controlled with medications, then I was discussing with one of my hospital colleague, Dr. Prashant. He he's into administration, and he is of Ayurvedic background. He advised me to, why don't you join Dr. Pramod Tripaঠি's FFD. And then I said, I'm not aware of. I was actually not aware of it, although I was diagnosed with diabetes for almost 10 years in the system, the medical profession. I wasn't aware of freedom from diabetes. So he gave me a reference of one of his surgeon in Bangalore, who was associated with Dr. Prashant. He asked me to talk to him. Then I called up, and he said uh, he had joined the FFT, and he was significantly benefited. His sugars were somewhere between 8, 9 and all. Then he had got his sugars to HbA1c of 6.1, 6.4. He was maintaining. Uh, then he told me, "What you can try." My sugars were controlled. It was between 6.5 to 7 with medications, but I just wanted to see what better can be done. So then I took the number of, he gave me number of Dr. Mantri. So I called up Dr. Mantri. Before that, I called up the uh, regular, I think that's some reference number I had got. So I called them, and I specifically said that I am very well controlled diabetic for last 4 to 5 years with a HbA1c of 6.5 to 7. But only thing is, my drugs have significantly come down. I was on 2 drugs when I joined. Then she also said, I think you should talk to the doctor once. I was very specific that what is that you are going to offer me, because I have been very controlled. Only thing is, I want to know whether I'll become better or not.
Correct.
Yeah. So then I spoke to Dr. Mantri. Then Dr. Mantri, he spoke to me. He's a nice gentleman. I think he's a very senior doctor.
Yes.
He said, doctor, you are diagnosed with HbA1c. My HbA1c initial was 12 when in 2012. So this has come down to 6.5 to 7, which is an indication that your body is responding to whatever you are doing. So I can tell you that there are a lot of people who are actually reversed, who have joined FFD. So one thing I will assure you is that you join FFD, you'll be a happy person. I don't want to promise anything. You'll be a happy person. And I thought, such a senior man, I thought he will not lie at least. So I thought I was decided that I'll join. The second challenge was to convince, because lifestyle modification requires a significant effort from the family.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I said I'm supposed to join this thing. And they were telling, you're doing so many things. Already your diet is so strict and all. You are doing exercises regularly. What else are you going to do now? That was the thing. Then it took some time, about a month and a half, for me to convince that, okay, let me try this. That is when we joined FFD.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That is when we joined FFD.
Great, sir. So, sir, tell me one thing. You told that you already, before joining FFD, you had a strict diet regime. You were following a regime. So, what was, once you joined FFD, what was that, zing thing that it was, a little bit hatke from the diet which you were following? Or what made you feel that, this is a little bit different? So what was that in the diet perspective, I'm saying, or in the exercise, the overall protocol, if I
Yeah, yeah. My eating habits, where I had shifted back to what I used to eat as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So my eating habits had shifted. I'm basically from Karnataka. I belong to North Karnataka, Gulbarga. So when I shifted out of Gulbarga, I
Mm-hmm.
was completely on outside food for
Mm-hmm.
about 5 to 7 years. I was on outside food.
Mm-hmm.
The staple food at our place is we eat Java roti as our staple food,
Mm-hmm.
and eating any of the packed food was not a habit when we were kids. So all the time we used to eat homemade food. So my diet was like I used to have a breakfast around 8 to 9,
Mm-hmm.
lunch about 1 to 2, and dinner I used to finish off before 6.
Mm-hmm.
This I am doing for last say about 5 to 6 years. I had
Mm-hmm.
stopped eating rice about
Mm-hmm.
5 to 6 years back.
Mm-hmm.
Only jawar roti, salad, and uh, rice was not there. So what I learned when I joined FFT was that dairy was one important culprit in my diet, which I was doing. So I wasn't informed, or I wasn't aware of dairy products being so much important in the causation of diabetes. So that was one thing. So every day I used to drink one glass of milk in the morning and one glass of milk before bed, because I used to finish my dinner around 5:36. So when I come home after my practice around 10:30 or so, I used to usually have a glass of milk and lie down. And every meal I used to have curd. So dairy was one important thing which I realized. Then second thing was I was not aware of vegetable smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
And third thing was I used to eat fruits. I thought fruits on a limited quantity was good. So all 3 meals I used to have some kind of fresh fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So these two things I skipped from my diet, which are very important. Only skipping dairy and fruits. We are basically vegetarians, so there was no question of eating non-vegetarian food. So
Mm-hmm.
these two important
And also some
components
portion
were
control.
removed from my
Whatever
diet.
you're having, the portions which you're having.
Portion control. So portion control, I wasn't knowing that a morning meal it is better if it is not a carb-based food,
Correct.
and equal proportion of roti and salad and dal. So we made small changes in the portion.
Mm-hmm.
And another important thing was overall quantity significantly reduced. The weight loss program, which was I was about 4 to 5 kg more than my BMI. So
Correct.
I was between 77,
Hmm.
78.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't really, I never really felt that, okay, weight reduction was actually required for me.
Correct.
So once I joined here, then they told that, okay, if it is good, you lose at least about 5 to 6 kg. And
Mm-hmm.
then once we started the weight losing program, I
Mm-hmm.
lost almost 10 kgs of weight. My weight now settles between say 66 to 67, 68, upper limit of 69. So weight reduction, stopping dairy products, fruits, adding vegetable smoothies. And in the exercise part, I used to only do yoga and I used to do swimming. In the summer, I used to swim for about at least 4 to 5 months, and rest of the times I used to do only yoga. So strength building, resistance exercises I never used to do. Anti-gravity exercises I never used to do. I was knowing that adding of that exercise would make a difference.
Correct.
So that is another thing which I started doing after I joined.
Good, good. So, sir, initially, what all challenges did you face? Did you face any challenges somehow once you started with the FFD protocol, with the, because you're such a, you're a surgeon, so you need to, you're in a busy field altogether. So, taking the smoothie or carrying the smoothie and, timely having the meals and all, did you face any challenges?
No, no. The challenges of following up, not knowing was a challenge for me.
Hmm.
Once I knew, doing it
Correct,
is not a challenge,
correct, correct.
because
Absolutely.
I have very good support from the family. So that wasn't a challenge.
Great, great,
Doing
great.
doing whatever is being told is not a problem.
And sir, how are your families reacting to the, your medicine free? That is one thing, and the bonus point is that you've lost 10 kgs of weight loss. So all together, what is the scenario? How people are they congratulating you and seeing your
No,
difference?
that makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Big difference in the sense I must be significant because see day to day at least 30 to 40 people interact in our OPDs,
Correct.
and all of them have been seeing me for last 10 to 12 years.
Correct.
So they see a significant change the way we look from what we used to be about a
Correct.
year back. So
Hmm.
the from the appearance itself, from the energy levels, there is significant difference. So it
Yes.
makes a lot of difference. Before I joined, I had very severe muscle aches. I used to have
Hmm.
very severe muscle aches.
Feeling
And
fatigued.
fatigueness was significant, which is
Hmm.
not there now, which is
Hmm.
absolutely not there. That makes a
Great.
big difference. Big
Great,
difference.
great, great. So, sir, before parting, I would just like to ask you to, for the viewers whoever is planning to join to modify themselves into a healthy lifestyle. What is your parting message for them? A parting message for everyone.
It is. I simply understand it in just three aspects. One has to be it for FFD or anything else. I think one thing is your willingness to do has to be there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you should be committed. Your health is completely your responsibility. So you cannot say somebody else to do that. So first is your willingness has to be there. Second aspect is you should know what to do.
Hmm.
So you should have the knowledge. Here comes the role of FFD.
Hmm.
They tell you what to do. You're just supposed to follow it. You're not supposed to do some research to know what you're supposed to do. Everything comes very well designed systematically, including how to do how everything is beautifully designed. So the second aspect is knowledge. The knowledge base is given by FFT. If you are willing, there is a sufficient knowledge base. The third thing is you should be able to put that into practice. This comes from your family and you. So if you address these three aspects, I think it is pretty simple. Uh, Once you are willing to do sufficient knowledge, everything is well designed program. And third thing is a little support from the family to follow whatever has been instructed. If that is done, I think you are a winner.
Absolutely, absolutely. I thank you, sir, and I congratulate you for this inspirational, amazing journey of yours, and also for giving your precious time to FFD for this session. So I hope you all have enjoyed this session. We'll again come back next Friday with another Samvad session for with another free bird. Till then, take care of yourself and remember one thing: regain health and enjoy freedom at FFD. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, sir. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.